Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. Second day back after spring break. We're getting ready to hit the ground running, is what they say. That means you're not landing and relaxing. You're just going forward with stuff, right? So what we got here? We got a warm up. You're gonna press pause, copy this down, and then you're gonna come back and get some hints. The first thing you're gonna get a hint on is what is the answer to that first question? What word do we want to put in the directions, right? When you see problems like these, okay? Uh, and there's a word that I'm hoping you recognize and you can anticipate the right answer to that. But we'll talk about it. Okay, go ahead and press pause and we'll see in a bit. Okay, yesterday's warm up was pretty long. We're not going to have this one be that long, right? Scares kids away. Okay, so what we got here? We got a diamond with 56 as the product and 15 as the sum. That is a famous fact that I always test kids with. Right, 7 times 8 is 56. 7 plus 8 is 15. How about 48 thousandths and 68 hundredths? Well, if I were to add 6 tenths and 8 hundredths, you line up those decimals, you get 68 hundredths, right? You might put a 0 there just to make it easier to see. When I multiply, I go 6 times 8 is 48, but I had to move the decimal over one spot there to pretend that was a 6. 2 spots there to pretend it was 8. That's a total of 3 spots that I have to go back in my answer 3 spots. So I go 1, 2, 3, and I get the 48 thousandths. Okay, so that is 6 tenths and 8 hundredths. Okay, 64 thousandths and 2 tenths. Are you kidding me? Well, if you look at this pattern that we got here with this 48 hundredths or 48 thousandths, and you think instead of treating this as just a 2 tenths, but instead 20 hundredths, now you're thinking, okay, what plus what is 20? And you might recognize that 4 times 16 is 64. And maybe, right, if I move over 3 spots, if I put the decimal there and the decimal here and do 4, but that's not going to work, is it? 4 plus 16 hundredths. So this might be one of those ones where Mr. Daniel made a mistake and he's not going to fix the video. He's just going to let it out there and let you know that I've made a mistake, because this should be 56 hundredths. He would have to move over another 0 if I wanted it over here to make that a 0.2. Okay, so pay attention tomorrow. And we're going to say this one does not work and call that 56 hundredths. And tomorrow we'll do what I've tried to do today. Okay, I'm like you guys, got to get back into it a little bit. Hopefully I did this one right. 7.5 and 5.5. And I think this one's going to be 3 times 2.5. Right, 2.5, 2.5 is 5, another 2.5 is 7.5. 3 plus 2.5 is 5.5. Okay, so 3 for 4. Not great. We'll go with it though, right? I'm not going to edit this video. You get to see Mr. Daniel making other mistakes. Is that getting old? You get to see lots of mistakes this year. Okay, so what word are we looking for here? Anybody know? Give you a hint. You want to make it easy, right? You want to make it easy. And I always say that the E in the word estimate means you're supposed to make it easy. Okay. If you do an estimating problem and it wasn't easy, you didn't do it right. Your job is to make it easy. Remember, we estimate, we like the perfect answer, but we really just need to get close. Time is more important to us. Okay. So you got to make that problem easy. How do I make this problem easy? Well, some people say, well, change this to 390. But I don't know my 39s. Do you know your 39s? No. So let's go ahead and make it easy. Change it to 400. What do I change this to? This is easier. 60. And then my estimate is 6 times 4. How hard was that? With 3 zeros, 24,000. That's how you make it easy. 88 and 195 thousandths and 6 and 259 ten thousandths. Are you kidding me? That's too hard. Let's make it easy. What do you say? You would say 90 times 6. 54 with a 0. Boom. Like that, huh? Yeah. Remember, if it was not easy and it was an estimating problem, you didn't do it right. That's the bad news. The good news is, in order to do it right, you have to make your life easier. Okay? All right. Now, when we're dividing and you're estimating, do the second number first and then round the first number to a number that makes it easy. If I get 8 here, all right, remember the 8 is the number that goes outside the box when you do the standard algorithm. It won't make it any easier if I make this a 30, right? What would make it easy? A number close to 31 and 82 hundredths that 8 fits into. You know what it is? 32. It's closer to 31 and 82 hundredths anyway, but not just that, it makes it nice and easy. Perfect fit. You get to create your perfect fit. Okay, what am I doing here? 10.682. I'm going to make that 11. And I'm not going to change this to 400 because 11 doesn't go into 40. But 11 does go into 44. So let's change that to 440. It's a closer number to 438 anyway. And it makes it easy, perfect fit. Okay, remember, the E in estimate means easy. Always remind yourself that. And if you didn't make it easy, you did it wrong, go back and make it easy. Okay, and also remember, most of the math you do in real life is going to be estimating. So good to get good at these. Good to get good. Evaluate the expressions for the values given. What does that mean? I always think soccer coach. Substitute. If x equals 7.3, then I should be able to substitute 7.3 in for x. Now, what does that mean? It's not going to be 67.3. It means 6 times 7.3. Okay, now what do? You go over here and you pretend like there's no decimal. Do your multiplying. 6 times 3 is 18, carry the 1, and 6 times 7 is 42, plus that 143. And now I'm going to move it over one spot because I had to move it over one spot. Pretend that was a 73. So I got 43 and 8 tenths minus 2 and 4 tenths. So it looks like 41 and 4 tenths. All right, not too bad. All right, 3a plus 4.5. 4a equals 1.5. That means I got to go 3 times 1.5. 3 times 1.5. Remember what to do there. We'll make this a fraction. And remember how hard it is to make a whole number a fraction? Watch carefully. Right? Boom, boom. Yeah. You just put a 1 under it. That's all you got to do. Now, for the 1.5, I'm going to make this an improper fraction by using the C method. Right? 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1, 3. 3 over 2. So 3 over 1 times 3 over 2 equals 9 over 2. That is 4 and 1/2. 4.5 and 4.5 equals 8 and 2/2. Right? But 2/2 is a whole, right? So I'm going to use those 2/2 to make a whole and make that 9. Okay, 7.26 divided by W, if W equals 3, substitute. So I'm dividing 3 into 7.26. And remember, when you have a decimal in what we call inside the box, right, or as the first number, the top number in a fraction, all you do when you write it like this is bring it up and start dividing. 3 goes into 7 twice. 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract. What do I do now? Bring down the next number. 3 goes into 12 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12. Subtract. What do I do now? Bring down the next number. And 3 goes into 6 twice. 2.42, 2 and 42 hundredths. Okay. All you got to do now is a couple of area problems. And the area of a parallelogram is just how wide it is at the base times how tall it is. Do I care about that 6.72? Not for the area. If I was doing perimeter, I'd care. Area, I'm just going 6 times 9, 54. Meter times meter is meter squared. Boom, done. Right? All you got to do. base times the height. How wide is it times how tall is it? The two lines that make that right angle. Now, all sorts of ways to do this. You can turn this into two rectangles. This one's 5 times 12 is 60. Now this one is, how tall is that? I don't know. This is 12. This part's 5. So this part must be 12 minus 5, 7. This is 12. This part's 4. So this part must be 12 minus 4, 8. 8 times 7, 56. 56 and 60 is 116 square meters. Now that's one way of getting it. You want another way? Let's, instead of making the line this way, make the line this way. Now I have 8 times 12, and 8 times 12 is 8 tens, 80, 8 twos, 16, 80 and 16, 96. And then this little 4 times 5 is 20. What happens when I add 20 plus 96? Well, guess what? You get 116. Boom. Now, my favorite way of doing these kind of things, if it looks like it was a square or a full rectangle, is make the area of the big one, all right, and subtract what's missing. So 12 times 12 is a gross number. A dozen is 144. Ooh, that's gross, right? And here I have 4 times 7. 4 times 7, 28. And the difference between 144 and 28, what do you think it's going to be? Yeah, 116. Let's double check. You got to borrow. 14 minus 8 is 6, and 13 minus 2 is 11. Boom. Got it right. All right, you guys, go ahead and rock this Aloha Thursday, okay? We will see you soon. Who's coming tomorrow? Who's coming? Get oriented. All right, have a good one, everybody.